Hello, good evening, everybody. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Ellen Jamieson. I'm chair of the board of Mercy Housing California. And I am here to welcome you. As you all know, I'm sure today is my birthday, and I wanted to thank you for coming to help me celebrate my 39th birthday. Giacomo, this is the best party you've ever thrown for me. Thank you very much. But seriously, we're so grateful to have all of you join us tonight for our Home is Just the Beginning. In the affordable housing world, we talk a lot about buildings and units, and we most often celebrate groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings and openings. Of course, getting more housing units built and occupied is tremendously important. I'm proud to share that Mercy Housing California owns and operates more than 11,000 units occupied by 20,500 residents. And, thank you. And over the next 2 years, we'll be delivering another 2,000 units of affordable homes to new residents. Thank you. But we don't always pay enough attention to what happens inside those buildings after the residents move in. And so tonight, we celebrate not only the homes we provide, which are a good start, a necessary start, but also the partnerships and hard work that come after move-in. Because moving into affordable housing is truly just the beginning of the transformation of individual lives, families, and communities. The transformative power of service-enriched housing is what attracted me to Mercy Housing. Like all of you here tonight, I have long been passionate about addressing the need for affordable housing as the key to allow all members of our community access to the vast resources and opportunities we in this room enjoy. Mercy Housing's unique approach takes the next step by providing critical on-site programs and services. This important investment in the residents themselves truly magnifies the impact of Mercy's work beyond our unit count. The exponential impact of service-enriched affordable housing inspired me to invest my time, energy, and resources to Mercy, California. Tonight, we will learn more about the impact of Mercy's resident services. These services are completely free and always voluntary, and an outstanding 75% of our residents take advantage of them each year to achieve their career and educational goals, improve their health, and become more connected to their communities. As chair, I can tell you that this is an incredible nonprofit business that pays for over 90% of its cost with earned revenue. That's an amazing accomplishment. Despite the best efforts of everyone in this room and many more wonderful partners, we've found that it takes more than we can earn to pay for the services that make the experience of living in a Mercy Housing community so transformative. And this is why we've invited you here tonight. We have a wonderful program planned for you tonight. We'll hear from some of our residents as they tell in their own words how a safe, affordable home and a community with supportive services empowers them to change their lives. We will honor our friend and former board colleague, the late Ford Fish, with a Spirit of Mercy Award and hear about all the outstanding ways he stood up for the most vulnerable members of our community. We're so grateful for Ford's wife, Letitia Fish. Where is she now? I'm sorry. Oh, there you are. That was Letitia Fish for being here with us tonight and helping us to honor Ford in this special way. We will also hear from our state senator, Scott Wiener, another awardee of the Spirit of Mercy Award, an incredible champion for affordable housing. Let me express our heartfelt thanks to the sponsors who stepped up to support this event and made outstanding contributions to fund our resident services program. Cahill Contractors is our premier sponsor tonight. Thank you so much. Special thanks to Cahill's president, Blair Allison, who is here with us tonight, and the entire Cahill team for your amazing support. For more than 100 years, Cahill Contractors has been building with quality and integrity. Mercy Housing has partnered with Cahill on countless incredible affordable housing communities, including the one pictured here, the Tehanan project. We had a goal to develop this project in less than 3 years at under $400,000 per unit, and Cahill helped us make that goal a reality. We're so proud to work with this Bay Area-based firm to build the high-quality, affordable homes that San Francisco and the Bay Area need while providing family-sustaining jobs to Bay Area construction workers. We'd also like to acknowledge our presenting sponsors, Nibby and Swinnerton. Thank you so much. Our hosting sponsors, Common Spirit, Gub and Barshe, James Roberts Obayashi, the Prado Group, Suffolk, and U.S. Bank. Our participating sponsors, Bank of America, Related, Tishman Speyer, Wells Fargo, Joanne and Jack Birches, and Jane Graff. And our contributing sponsors, AMJ Construction, Farron, Augustine, and Alexander, JP Morgan Chase, HealthNet, Centene, Gensler, the Golden State Warriors, Letty Madam Stacy Architect. Okay, one more for the Warriors. Letty Madam Stacy Architects, Van Meter Williams Pollock, Brad Cox, David Levine, and Ezra and Carol Mercy. We're also so grateful to our sponsors at additional categories, and you'll see their names in your program booklet. As you enjoy dinner, you'll also note the recent and future developments that we're working on with many of our partners here in this room. Finally, we're so thrilled to be joined by many members of the Mercy Housing, Inc.'s national executive team. Welcome Mercy Housing, Inc. President Ismael Guerrero and the other members of national leadership. You'll be hearing from Ismael shortly. And with that, I'd like to introduce Mercy Housing California's president, Doug Shoemaker.
Hey, everybody. Nice to see you. All right, well, we've got some phenomenal energy in the room. Thanks for coming, enjoying the cocktail party. It's so wonderful to see so many friends. It kind of made it a little bit difficult to move through the room. I felt like I was at my bar mitzvah, which I never had. Yeah, well, I think that's what it would have felt like. I don't really know. So happy to be here to celebrate Ellen's birthday, and I think a number of people here at Ellen's table have been misled and told they were coming to a birthday party, so Giacomo wanted me to tell you that the after party it's still on at the Tonga Room. Lou's hosting open bar. No, we've got so many great friends and folks in the room. Ellen just mentioned a number of them, and I, in the interest of time, won't name everyone here, although I feel like I know just about everyone in the room. We're really happy to be joined by so many elected leaders over here. Supervisor Aaron Peskin was here earlier. In addition to Senator Scott Wiener, we're really happy to have City Attorney David Chu here. And former Mayor and Supervisor Mark Farrell, I know is here. I can't tell where. Somewhere. So at the end of the night, we're having a mayoral primary just in this room. We also are really lucky to have some great city staff here today. Dan Adams, Tanya Lejew, Lydia Ely, I think Rose Cade, Emily Weinstein, Thor Karlofsky, Tanya Lejew, and Phil Ginsberg, all representing a variety of cities around here. As I was walking our dog, we got a dog recently, which is another story. But Phil, now I walk my dog through Golden Gate Park every day, and I have to say, you know, Phil and I worked for Mayor Newsom back when he was a mayor, and I have this memory of this weird day when he made us all walk through Golden Gate Park together, and it looks a lot better, Phil. I want to just say, for those of you that don't live in San Francisco and only hear the bad news, our parks are rocking. So there you go. All right. We don't have everything else figured out, but our parks, yeah, awesome. We have a ton of alumni in the room, and that's going to be a little bit of a theme. We have a table full of board and staff alumni. If you guys could just raise your hands. I can't name you all, but great to see somebody. You never really get to leave Mercy Housing. And an incredible showing by our board members. Many of you were invited here tonight by the Mercy Housing Board. If I could just ask the board members to just stand briefly, and I know, David, you're going to be the last one to stand, but you have to do it anyway. I want to thank Brian and Suzanne Swift, who connected us with the wine tonight, as they often do. That's another story. The other really amazing thing, so I was just talking to somebody earlier about how it's so unusual for people to stay in jobs forever. If you know me, you're sort of amazed. This is like 2.5 times longer than I've lasted in any job in my life, which is really impressive. But it's nothing compared to the table of folks we have over there that are 30-plus year employees of Mercy Housing. So, Sister Patsy Harney, Abel Cochico, Maureen McAleenan, Jose Vega Rosa, Sister Grace Grima, Balmero Malapit, Barbara Quinn, and Jose Felix. Give it up. Okay, all right. I think that's it for the roll calls for a second. So, look, if you're here tonight, I don't need to tell you about the problems with housing and homelessness here in the Bay Area, here in Sacramento, in Los Angeles, the struggles that our friends and our neighbors and people we know and people we don't know, there's a lot of struggle out there. And most days, it's pretty hard to avoid the news. It's mostly filled with bad news about housing and the struggles, and you just don't have to go very far. You walk down the street in any community you live in, San Francisco, again, Los Angeles, where I spend a lot of time, Sacramento, and there's just constant reminders of the struggle we're facing as a society. We have not figured out, notwithstanding the great efforts of Senator Wiener over here, we just haven't figured out how to solve this deep problem of economic and housing insecurity that is racking our neighbors. It's crushing our communities. And unfortunately, while we're here today, it's just apparent that California has never needed the affordable housing community and the work that people in affordable housing do more than they do today. And that makes me sad to say that, but I think it's really apparent, which is why we're really so happy to have all of you here to support us and other organizations like us as we take on the challenge of trying to make sure that every Californian has a roof over their head every night. And yeah. And I wish I was here tonight to tell you that I've got like this secret plan that I've been waiting on and for some reason decided to wait till 2024 to unleash, but no. We don't have a magic bullet, but I think the reason why we're gathered here tonight is to remind each other of all the great things that are happening, because in the midst of all these news cycles with so much despair, it's lovely to come together and recognize that there are good works happening, and we're going to spend a little time tonight to celebrate all that. So if it's okay with you, I'm just going to take a second to brag on Mercy Housing and tell you a little bit about what we're doing. So I think the slides are coming up. Okay, so this is a very complicated visual tonight, so just be ready. All you AI experts in the room, I don't know what this has to do with it, but it probably does. So over the 30-year period, Mercy Housing California has developed literally thousands and thousands of homes, not all of which we own still. Some of them were for sale or self-help. But we currently own and operate 11,000 homes. And that's a pretty amazing number, but the more amazing number that I want to tell you is over the period of the next 2 years, we're going to be opening 2,000 new affordable homes, which Ellen mentioned earlier, which maybe, thank you. That may not sound like a lot, but I got to tell you, it's literally like, I did the math earlier because I was worried my son would correct me. It's an 18% increase, and that's literally 1,000 homes per year. So to put that in context, when Ford Fish, who we're honoring tonight, was our real estate chair, we were averaging about 400 homes a year. And we made a decision as an organization that we wanted to figure out how to do more and really put the pedal to the metal, for lack of a better word, and double the amount of affordable homes that we were able to create. And so with Ford's help as the real estate chair, we put together a strategic plan to do this and did a lot of things to help achieve this in partnership with folks in this room. And I think the next slide's coming up here. We advocated with elected officials like the ones that are here in the room, worked with them to educate the public and others about the need for housing. I want to thank Mayor Breed, the Board of Supervisors, and everybody who was supportive of Prop A here in San Francisco, which recently passed, and a big injection of funding. We hired the wonderful staff that many of you already know and are working throughout our organization in development and property management and services. All right, now we get the next slide. I was ahead of myself. And we started to try and experiment. So we did a little bit of work with modular housing, which is a form of factory housing with an intent of really speeding up the work that we did, but also making it less expensive to build. And we have now built 4 buildings, 2 here in San Francisco and 2 in Los Angeles with that. And then we also did something interesting with some partners in the room, including JP Morgan Chase and others. We created a land fund. As you might imagine, not everywhere in the world is super excited about affordable housing. I know it's shocking. But we decided that what we wanted to do is create a land fund so that we could go buy land in communities where people are desperate to live because of the great schools and the other wonderful resources there. So this land fund was put together specifically so we could buy and build affordable housing communities that often don't have it. And these are the communities with some of the best schools and the best open space and all the other wonderful resources throughout the state. So it's really been an amazing ride, and I think we're making an impact, although sometimes it's hard to see on the street. But part of that has actually also been this tremendous commitment to work around homelessness. And we have gone from serving around 1,000 folks a year that have been experiencing homelessness. Now we have 2,500 homes in just a few years that serve people that have been previously experiencing homelessness. And it's incredibly hard work, and it's really thanks to the property management and services staff that are also here in the room. So this is I think maybe I have one more call out. I just want to give it up for the wonderful folks that provide operations for Mercy Housing. So, as Ellen said, and as you could not have missed from all the materials that we sent you, that's our theme for the night, right? Which is that home is just the beginning, and we sincerely believe that. Home is foundational. It's where so much of us make our lives possible, where we educate our kids, where we connect with our parents, where we build community. And the real magic of what Mercy Housing does, I mean, the real estate is great, and all the developers in the room are going to be mad at me when I say this, but just the real magic of what we do is when people move into our buildings. And that is when we really start to see things that are amazing. So tonight we're going to share some videos with you of some stories, but I think just to give you a sense of it, it's like when people move into buildings, especially folks, imagine you've been on the streets for years, you're 57 years old, you're 67, whatever the number is, and you have completely forgotten what it's like to have a roof over your head. You don't know what it's like to have a shower and a place to put your clothes every night. And then suddenly you move into one of these buildings and you exhale, and you get this opportunity to really just breathe and be part of a place where you can just relax for the first time, maybe in years. And that is an experience that, I mean, I don't know what the rest of you do for a living, but I wouldn't trade anything for that. That is what we're able to do together with the support in this room. So, I'm really wrapping up, I promise. In a world where there's so much uncertainty, difficulty, and fear, and I personally cannot remember a moment with more of that for me, I think about like this evening as we're gathered here to provide a little bit of light in the darkness and to remind each other of what's possible when we ignore the voices that tell us that we can't solve these problems, that they're just too big to solve. I'm not here to tell you that they aren't big or that we have a solution that's coming tomorrow, but we have ways to beat these things, and I hope what you see in here tonight remind us all of the essential role that our work plays as we do this work together in making the world a more just and joyful place. So, on that note, I just want to say all of this really stems from the work of a small group of dedicated sisters who, many years ago, decided that they could do better than the slum conditions that they saw in their communities. And this small group of very dedicated individuals got together and started Mercy Housing. So we have a table, not just one table, but a table full of women religious in the back there. If we just stand up, because there are venture capitalists. It's really an amazing story. I'm sure there's a Harvard Business Review article on the Sisters of Mercy somewhere. Okay, so with that, I'm going to turn it over to my boss. I want to introduce Ismael Guerrero, who's the president and CEO of Mercy Housing. He's had a 25-year career in affordable housing, did wonderful things in transforming the Denver Housing Authority, and as is sort of the theme of the evening, this is his second go-around with Mercy, because he just couldn't stand to be away. So with that, Ismael Guerrero.
Good evening, everybody. It's always tough to follow Doug because he's such a great, he's passionate about the work. He has been committed to Mercy Housing for so long and really a champion, not of housing, but about the people who live in the housing that we serve. And so please join me, a round of applause for Doug, who's just done amazing work here in California. So as Doug said, I'm Ismael Guerrero. I'm the president and CEO of Mercy Housing, Inc., since 2020, so just completing my fourth year. And if you don't know, Mercy Housing California is one of the 5 outstanding regional offices that we have around the country. We're part of it's a national organization. We're operating in more than 40 states around the country, 25,000 units serving over 45,000 people, families, seniors, individuals. So it's a great organization to be a part of, and as Doug mentioned, I'm back for my second tour. We call ourselves the Boomerangers when we come back again because we love the organization and the legacy. My professional bio, as Doug mentioned, is over 25 years in affordable housing and community development. But my personal bio is really about the power of home and the power of community. I grew up the son of immigrants from Mexico who moved to Chicago back in the 60s, and I was blessed to have a stable home, have an extended family, and have a community that was built around my school and my parish, St. Casimir in Chicago. But not all my friends had that, and it had implications for the outcomes. And even from those early days, I understood and experienced that housing is essential, but it's not sufficient. It's about the opportunities and the sense of community in the neighborhoods that we grew up in. As you heard from Ellen and Doug, at Mercy Housing, our work really begins when we move a family into their home, whether it's a family, seniors, or individuals. into their new home. And that's when the magic begins, and that's when the magic happens. While we're proud to be the largest affordable housing nonprofit in the United States, what brings me even more pride, yeah, give it up for Mercy Housing. What brings even more pride is the way we think creatively and compassionately to foster the best possible living environments for the residents who call Mercy Housing home. And we know we always have to be ready for the next opportunity, even if we don't see it coming. You may have heard this last year that Mercy Housing got a very special surprise in 23 when we were awarded $25 million from McKinsey Scott and her Yield Giving Foundation. One of the largest gifts that she had made in the housing community. You know, Mercy Housing has over 40 years of legacy positively impacting the health, education, economic outcomes for the residents who live in our affordable housing communities. And we view this gift as a real affirmation of that 40-year legacy. This gift coincides with the launch of Mercy Housing's new 3-year strategic plan, which will guide how the funds are being used. We'll leverage the gifts by investing in the programs and the projects that amplify our housing goals, that enhance our resident services, and foster innovation and creativity across the whole organization. Immediately, we're making investments based on the strategic priorities, but we're also committing funds to our Mercy Housing Endowment, which is going to create more stable funding for our resident services into the future. We've used some of the funds already to acknowledge and appreciate our staff who really make all of this possible. And we acknowledged some of them earlier today, but none of this is possible without the staff, frontline, on-sites, in the offices that commit to the mission and the organization and the residents. And then we're also setting aside some of the funds in a trust for future opportunities. This amazing investment speaks to the great work that we do at Mercy Housing, but more importantly, it speaks to this moment we are in this country, as Doug touched on. There's an increasing understanding that affordable housing is an essential part of every thriving community, and that the need for more of it has been deprioritized for too long. And that transformational nature of affordable housing is especially clear at Sunnydale, a neighborhood at San Francisco that you may or may not have visited. Yeah, let's give it up for Sunnydale. It's a great neighborhood. It may not be a destination place yet, but we're working to change that. Along with the city of San Francisco and our partners at Related California, Mercy Housing has partnered with the residents of this large public housing community to bring positive change to their neighborhood. For more than 20 years, we've partnered with the residents on the community visioning plan that is now in full force. Every resident in Sunnydale will have the opportunity to move from the aging, obsolete public housing to a new, modern, affordable apartment. And hundreds already have. But we know it's not just about the housing. One thing community members were clear about was that the children and young adults needed more places to play, places to learn, and places to grow. And you'll see we are really honored to be making that vision a reality. The Sunnydale Hub will be the first neighborhood-serving community center in Mercy Housing's entire national portfolio. Not surprising, again, that Mercy Housing California is leading the way. In partnership with our friends at Related, at the Boys and Girls Club of San Francisco, at Wu Yi Children's Services, we're excited to unveil this amazing new space later this summer. And tonight, we'd like to give you a sneak peek at that new community hub. So let me just say, from myself, from the Mercy Housing team, from our board, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being part of the Mercy Housing family. And now please enjoy the short video and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you.
The hub will be the heartbeat, the epicenter, the beacon of hope for the neighborhood. What I really love about the hub is that it's a part of a larger plan that we're doing in Sunnydale. We believe that if youth have access to high quality and safe homes, along with access to resources and a high quality community center that allow them to play and grow, that youth will be able to transition well into healthy young adulthood.
Our goal is to kind of break down some of these generational barriers and to bring the communities together and keeping alive this vibrant and colorful culture that they have.
We've been in the neighborhood for more than 20 years. Residents for decades have been advocating to have a community center and a recreation center, and we have involved residents through every step of the way of the design process, as well as engaging them to help us understand what programs families want in the hub this fall. And we're just really happy that we're able to bring this vision to life for residents and neighbors. Today, when the kids walk through the community center for the first time, I hope they're really excited about the sheer size of the space, that this space is theirs.
This clubhouse will serve 3 times the youth that it's serving now. I'm excited to see how this opportunity is going to change the lives of the youth in Sunnydale.
I feel like it's important for the kids to have a creative space because it really helps them vent in a positive way.
I can see myself spending time here, involving myself in the community, and if there's any events I can help volunteer at.
I love all the extra space, especially all the space for the kids, and as far as activities, Boys and Girls Club, I think it's going to make a big difference.
You know, when Mercy first came to the neighborhood, we had a good relationship with them and we thought highly of them for what they've done around the city, but they have really showed up in Sunnydale in a great way for a lot of years now. They've communicated really effectively with the neighborhood. They've met all the promises that they've made to residents. Been really, really impressed with how they've handled themselves here. The new housing is beautiful, but really for me, it's the relationships that they've developed with the residents of Sunnydale and the respect that they've shown and the fact that they've honored their commitments.
Welcome to the new hub, and you have got to see it yourself.
Thank you so much. And now I'd like to share more about one of Sunnydale Hub's greatest champions, the late Mercy Housing California board member, Ford Fish. Ford helped raise millions of dollars for Sunnydale, as well as many other Mercy Housing communities. He served on the MHC board for over 7 years, bringing forth his passion for ending homelessness and his expertise in real estate. Prior to his retirement, he was the Senior Vice President of Real Estate at Salesforce. He co-chaired MHC's record-setting fundraising event, Home is Just the Beginning, sound familiar? In 2017, and chaired the MHC Real Estate Committee during a time of unprecedented growth for the organization. Ford and his wife, Letitia, have been longtime supporters of Mercy Housing and stalwart champions for healthy, inclusive communities in San Francisco and beyond. Ford is survived by Letitia and their 2 children, grandchildren, families, and friends. We're so grateful to have some of those friends and family here today. Ford was a relentless advocate for the community-led Sunnydale Hope SF transformation plan. With his strong support, MHC launched our Build the Hub campaign, a fundraising effort to build the neighborhood's first community center and recreation center and provide a rich array of supportive programs for youth. Mercy will be forever grateful to Ford, who helped to create quality, affordable homes and new opportunities for thousands of California families, seniors, and formerly homeless individuals. Each time a child enjoys an enriching after-school program at the Sunnydale Hub, or a community member transitions from homelessness to a safe, supportive home, Ford's legacy will live on. With that, it's my absolute honor to present Ford Fish with a Spirit of Mercy Award. And we'd like to invite Ford's wife, Letitia, to the stage now.
Whoa, that's tall. Okay, well, we'll go down this way. I'm not as tall as you, Scott, though. Ford. Wow. He is here today. I can feel him. I really can. He would say, "Is this for me?" Ford was a very, very humble man. He was very successful in so many ventures, both as in his career and personal life. He was an amazing man, not just because he was my husband, but because he believed in people. He believed in the power that one person can make a difference. This is why he believed in Mercy Housing and served on the board. He believed that everyone, as they said today, should have a home, an affordable one. And this is what Mercy Housing is all about. He was a San Franciscan, and he went to Gala High School, went to City College, on to Cal Poly to study architecture, then came back and went to USF and got a business degree. He was an amazing guy. He really knew how to put deals together. He got Business Leader of the Year twice by Business in San Francisco. He was the champion for Salesforce Network, the campus, and he built so many buildings all around the world. I think he went, I guess, about 30 different countries. And he had a great group of people, they're right here, from Salesforce that helped make a lot of those deals happen. I will never forget when he came home after touring Sunnydale Community in Visitation Valley several years ago and visited the projects and saw how people were living. Many of the places had broken windows, no heat, infestation of rats, rodents, etc. You get the picture. He said, "Letitia, something has to be done about this." And he did. As many of you heard today, he raised millions of dollars with Mercy Housing for the redevelopment of the Sunnydale community. Today, he would be so proud to see people have new homes, streets, parks, new community, as we saw today from the film, and many other amenities. His vision became a reality and changed people's lives forever. Can you imagine changing people's lives forever And as you heard the testimony today, it is just amazing the power of people and the power that we as a collective can have together. And this is what I believe is what we're made to do. We're made together, we made to be together as a community to make a difference in people's lives, in our lives, and for the future of our world. His mother, Bee, who raised Ford in San Francisco, would be so proud of him, and she would say, "You did well, kid." I know Ford and Bee are with me today as I receive the Mercy Award in honor of my husband and his memory. And I thank you in the bottom of my heart for all of you to be here. And one more item I want to mention. None of this would have happened if it wasn't for the donors, as you heard today, to make Mercy Housing happen. It is the donors that make it happen. And with that, have a great evening, and thank you.
That's Scott's. Scott, she took off with your award, but that's life. All right, so we're going to take a break for dinner. You get to talk uninterrupted for a very short period of time. Enjoy yourself. When we get back, Scott Wiener is going to come up and deliver some fabulous information. And unfortunately for all the general contractors that are seated in the front row, Scott Smith already told me that you guys like to leave early. So I've told Supervisor Wiener that this is the truth. So now, Blair, you guys all have to stay. It's just the way it is. So enjoy dinner. We'll see you guys in a minute. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed your couple minutes of fun. I am super unlikely to get your attention. No. I'm really excited to introduce Rami Dare, who is our... I keep looking to see that Rami hasn't left. Where is she? All right. Rami Dare is our Regional Director of Housing. Many people think of Rami Dare as Miss Mercy Housing. She's been an incredible presence and leader over the years and is going to introduce Scott Wiener.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to be here to celebrate with you. I know there are a lot of you who work on our teams, our development teams, and help us with many, many challenges along the way. And I just want to let you know that we truly do appreciate you. We may not remember to say thank you, but we know all that you put into the work that you do to help us get this housing built, so thank you. Tonight, I'm very honored to introduce Senator Scott Wiener. Most of you already know the impact that he has had in his career. And just a little bit of a recap. When Senator Wiener's SB 35 legislation was implemented in 2018, we immediately knew what a game changer it was going to be. The developments that we worked on that used to take 10 months, a year, 2 years to get approved by a city planning department or council could be now approved in as little as 2 months. The extension of SB 35, which was supposed to expire, that extension in SB 4023 now ensures that this common sense, timely approach is the norm. And this is incredibly important when we're trying to make sure that we house people quickly. Senator Wiener's SB 4 legislation approved last year will help expedite the development of affordable housing on sites owned by faith-based organizations and nonprofit colleges. This is a rich source of affordable housing sites for us to be able to help foster the creation of affordable housing, and these are going to be with faith partners who are committed to the mission. Mercy Housing, over its 4 plus decades of history, has co-developed or developed on faith-owned sites in 30 developments across the state. The importance of Senator Wiener's bold vision is on display right now in Half Moon Bay. Last year, 7 farm workers were killed, and it daylighted the deplorable conditions that they were living in substandard housing. The need for dignified, affordable housing for the laborers who feed our country is very clear. Mercy Housing and our partner, Ayuntamientos Latinos Sasanar Alas, are proposing 40 new apartments for senior farm workers in Half Moon Bay. Thanks to Senator Wiener's advocacy, next year, coastal communities like Half Moon Bay will be included in expedited approvals under SB 35. For now, we are fighting concerns at the city around parking, traffic, and height, while farm workers continue to live in substandard conditions, far away from services and the town center. Our current experience in Half Moon Bay underscores the importance of state law that prioritizes dignity, respect, and justice for our most vulnerable. Senator, we are so honored to thank you for your persistent advocacy and to celebrate you with the Spirit of Mercy Award.
Thank you, Ramey. And thank you for moving the box out of the way. That would have, I would have been touching the ceiling pretty much. First of all, it's such an honor to be recognized tonight by an organization that I've worked with and held in such high esteem for so many years. Mercy Housing is the gold standard when it comes to affordable housing, and just an amazing, amazing, amazing organization. I also want to thank, from the bottom of my heart, Doug and his wife Claire. We actually went to college together. So this August, it'll be 36 years that we've known each other. The fall of 1988, I am getting up there. And just Doug is just an incredible leader in the housing space, and it's an honor to call him a friend. You know, people sometimes, given all the housing work I've done, and we have been able to break some glass working together to tear down a system that was broken and that we are fixing. And people sometimes say to me, and I will say, I think I've been probably burned in effigy in some parts of the state of California and some parts of San Francisco too, because of the work we've done on housing, and we've ruffled some feathers. And people sometimes say to me, why do you do this work? Why do you push so hard? Why do you piss so many people off when you do it? And the answer is really simple. Housing is basic to life. That's it. 5 words. Housing is basic to life. And there are other things that are basic to life, like air and food and water. Housing is probably like one notch below those because you can technically like survive without housing, but it'll eventually get you. It won't kill you as immediately as having no air, but it's still going to get you in the end. And unlike water and food and air, we don't always do the best job delivering those things, but at least people will acknowledge that we should have air for people to breathe and we should have water for people to drink. It's not like we don't have debates about whether we should have enough water for people to drink. But we've somehow gotten into this truly bizarre situation where we actually have debates about whether we should have enough housing for everyone. If we sort of back up and just look at that big picture, it's sort of extraordinary that that's actually considered a legitimate political position to take, that we don't need to build enough homes for people. But that's where we are. And so we've gotten away from this basic notion that housing is essential, and we've done it in a number of ways. We did it by, for example, deciding that it was no longer necessary or good to build apartment buildings, that we just didn't need to do that anymore. And so we banned apartment buildings in a large majority of California and the rest of the country. We decided to do this by creating this like Frankenstein's monster of a process, an unending process, just to get a permit to build new homes. That even if you are complying with all the rules, that we're going to comply with the height and the density and the design standards and everything else, that doesn't get you your permit. That just gives you permission to enter the political mosh pit that might take you 3 or 5 or 10 years to get that housing approved. On what planet is that acceptable public policy? And let me tell you, what Ramey just talked about, that project in Half Moon Bay, that project, when farm workers were murdered, were massacred, and it finally shed a light for those of us who eat food but don't always interact with farm workers, how this society treats farm workers like human garbage at times, living in absolute squalor. And we have Mercy and other people coming forward to say, we want to build housing not just for farm workers who have spent their entire lives toiling in the fields and deserve to live as seniors with basic human dignity. And what's the response from the Half Moon Bay Planning Commission? Blocking it. Blocking it. It is despicable and it cannot be allowed to happen. And even in the coastal zone, people deserve housing, and we have to prioritize that. We impose all sorts of special fees and taxes on housing because, you know, if someone wants to build new homes, there must be something wrong with that. So let's put a bunch of fees on top of it because we want to tax things that we don't like and make it harder and more expensive. And then, of course, we as a society over the last 40, 50 years have stopped funding affordable housing at the level that we used to fund it. We've stopped building public housing. We just decided the government shouldn't have a role, and we are working to turn that around. And then we hear all of the arguments against new housing. I'm on a bit of a roll here, so I'm going to keep going for a while. Like things like that parking is more important than housing. And don't get me wrong, people should have a place to put their car. But again, on what planet is it more important for a car to have a place to be than for a human being to have a place to live? Or blocking people's views. Again, I love views as much as anyone else. But again, what is more important of you or people having a place to live? Or the best one of all of them, that building more homes is a negative environmental impact. That's what we decided in the state of California. So when I came to San Francisco in 1997, I saw this firsthand. I saw it when I went to my first apartment open house, thinking I would just walk in and sign a lease and walk home. And I had to wait in line. There was a block-long line down the street to get into that apartment. And I wondered what on earth is going on here. And then I learned when I was doing pro bono eviction defense as a young attorney, and people who were facing eviction, often older gay men, long-term HIV survivors, the people who made way for me to be able to succeed as a gay man, telling me, if I lose this apartment, I have two choices. Either leave San Francisco and go back to Tennessee or wherever and not be able to get good HIV care, or stay in San Francisco, get good HIV care, and live on the streets. That's the choices that we are forcing on people. We see it with people who have to leave our city and other cities because there's no future for them here. We see it by the people who used to have a home and are now on the street. We see it in our shrinking school population. We're going to have to close down schools. We don't have enough kids in our public schools. Why is that? We see it with our teacher shortage. Why is it so hard to staff up on teachers? San Francisco is an amazing place. Why is it so hard? Because they can't afford to live here. And we see it with the kids who grow up here and cannot envision a future for themselves as adults in our city. And it's not just San Francisco, it is all over this state that we are seeing that. So this is why we do the work, because housing is essential, because we don't want to strangle ourselves as a state. We want a state where housing is as abundant as air is, where people don't have to worry about whether they can afford to stay here, where they don't have to worry about whether they can raise a child in the community where they grew up. I've been so proud to work with Mercy, and one of the things I really love about Mercy is, yes, it's about funding, of course. Funding is incredibly important, it's essential. Funding helps build things. But Mercy has always gotten involved on the policy side to say that the money is not enough. You have to have the framework to be able to use that money as efficiently as possible. So when I was on the Board of Supervisors, we worked together to eliminate conditional use permitting for 100% affordable housing, and that was a fight, and we fought it together with Mercy. We got the Open House project open for LGBTQ seniors. And thank you to Mercy for partnering with Open House on that. And then in the Senate, we have worked to clear away barriers by passing Senate Bill 35, which has permitted thousands of affordable homes in San Francisco in months, not years. We worked together to reform zoning and with the bill that Ramey mentioned, to allow religious institutions and nonprofit colleges to build affordable housing on their land, and to automatically rezone it and to automatically approve it. No more long process. You got your zoning, you got your permit, just build the housing. And that will And that is going to open up to 170,000 acres of land in the state of California, effectively dedicated for affordable housing. So thank you to Mercy for working with us on these and so many other efforts to make it easier to build new homes in California. And then I was so excited to see the Community Hub, which we worked together, Doug and I, to get some state funding to help support it. And I look forward to being down in Sunnydale tomorrow. There's going to be a topping off ceremony. So I know that there's so much more work to do, but I also know that working together and working with Mercy, we're going to get it done. Thank you so much.
You know you're in a strange room when zoning is an applause line. No, as you can, I think all of you know, Scott's an incredible leader and an incredible legislator, and just fabulous to have him here and to represent our issues. And every time I turn around, he's working on something new. I recently learned you're working on something related to AI. I mean, just like, you're insatiable. All right. Thank you, Scott, and thank you, Letitia, for accepting the award on behalf of Ford. It's really exciting to have these Spirit of Mercy Awards. I'm going to share just a little bit more about our work. I'd like to introduce up to the stage Jamara Hayner, who is a fabulous board member. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. I was like looking at your mom, and she's gone. I have a hard time explaining what Jamara does because she does so many different things, but ostensibly her job is running JKH Consulting, but she's been a board member. She's a force of nature and a really wonderful advocate for the work that we do. So, Jamara Hayner.
Good evening. Following Scott Wiener makes you want to run out of the room because there's no way to follow you. So thank you for your leadership. The best I can do is be very brief. So thank you to everyone, and Ellen, happy 39th birthday again. Thanks for having us at your party. So I joined Mercy Housing because I love the way that we approach community development, which is really looking at the whole person. We build the buildings, and the buildings are amazing, but we really care about the people inside of the buildings. And we understand that health and housing have to go hand in hand, and that even though good health starts with a safe and clean and stable place to live, that's only the beginning. So you guys here tonight are awesome, but our residents are really, really, really the best, and I want to talk about them for a second. Our residents are seniors on fixed incomes. They are young people just starting out on their own, and they are parents holding down multiple jobs and still being there for bedtime every night, which is just the hardest thing in the world. Once they're moved into their home, the majority of Mercy Housing residents partner with our resident services team, who are phenomenal, to not just stay housed, but improve their health, achieve their goals, support their families, and getting to see them grow like that week after week, month after month, year after year is one of the best privileges all of us have. So I'm excited to introduce you tonight to a few of the Mercy Housing residents who are achieving incredible things with the support of our teams and with all of you here tonight. So please remember that all the ways that you give, if it's with your time, and ideally if it's with your tickets and your funding, and everything else, your sponsorships, our funded need after that, this is what we're doing, and this is who we're doing it for. So thank you so much for joining in this mission where home is just the beginning, and please meet some of the amazing folks you get to call Mercy Housing home.
Hello, my name is Eric, and I'm a proud resident of 290 Melosi. So before I moved into 290 Melosi, I lived like a little bit, like 2 blocks, 3 blocks down the street at like SF Housing Authority. I lived there for around 15 years, so probably like mostly out my entire life. The things that have changed when me and my family moved in was like the improvement of like quality of life, physical and like mental conditions, like spacious, there's like heating. I have my own room, so I can like study and like do anything without like disrupting like my parents. The foundation of what determines who has a good life and who doesn't is, you know, having the basis of good health. And in order for me to influence that good health to everyone else around me, I believe that I must work in a healthcare setting. I felt like being a nurse would be the ideal career path for me. Very grateful for Mercy Housing in terms of like the living situation, and along with, on top of that, like the scholarships that like the Mercy Housing staffs has like, you know, brought up upon. I would like to also thank Jasmine for the scholarships, because I wouldn't be here where I'm at now if it wasn't for them. Because of the scholarships, I don't have to worry about money and focus more towards on my career goals.
Hi, my name is Katrina Castillo. I'm a resident at Gleason Park Apartments.
Hi, my name is Anthony Rodriguez. I'm a resident at Gleason Park Apartments.
When we first moved in here at Gleason Park Apartments, it was a true blessing. It was a real dreamer, like didn't think it was really happening. We lived here with my husband Anthony, me, myself, my daughter Leo, and Celeste. Before we moved in, we were staying at a shelter called Gospel Mission.
As soon as these doors opened here at Gleason Park Apartments, you know, we had to walk through them. It's definitely a blessing to, like, you know, get the opportunity to have a place to live and you know, definitely try to prosper, you know?
When we first moved in here, they're running up and down the stairs. They're like, there's nothing in the house to do, but they're playing in these empty boxes. Next thing you know, she pops out of the counter in the kitchen underneath, and she's like, I'm right here, like, and she's like, you scared me. The big sister's grabbing her, and she's picking her up and just twirling her around, and it was just a great feeling to see my kids just enjoy their home. I started at Chipotle a year before I moved in here, and from there on out, I started as a crew member, worked my way up to a manager, to a SL, to a kitchen leader, a service leader, an apprentice, and now I am a GM at Chipotle. Just got my own store. So yes, it's the ladder has just been building, and it's gonna keep on going up from there. I'm very proud of myself too as well. It took a lot of this self-discipline, you know, prioritizing, you know, your family, making boundaries in your life, you know, with certain people, and just, you know, just focusing on us.
Work's been definitely picking up for both of us. The girls are able to play volleyball now. They've been playing for the past 2 years now.
And then from here on out, you know, just
pushing forward.
Pushing forward. Home is just the beginning.
Home is definitely just the beginning.
I'm Timothy, and I'm a proud resident of Tahannon. I lived in SRO on Eddy Street in the Tenderloin before I moved to Tahannon. At first I was nervous moving in because I was used to living on the streets, but then once I got moved in and stuff, I was able to feel comfortable. The thing that changed, that I was able to call it my house, my home, and I have a safe place to live. I don't have to, I can cook my own meals, I can take my shower. I was able to get computers and stuff just so I could start schooling. Yeah, it was a big change. Now that I got this place, my mental health has got better and stuff because I'm relaxed and stuff, and just be at peace and stuff. Don't have to worry about someone coming up behind me or while I'm asleep or something like that. So yeah, it is a big help on my mental health. My job is working at General Hospital. I work at Hummingbird. It's a respite for people with mental health problems and drug addiction, and also experiencing homelessness. The reason I got into the work is because I was there, so I experienced what they're going through. I like helping people, and it gives me an opportunity to give back. And since I've been there, I got 5 people a place in their own apartments and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been a good experience. You know, I was in a wheelchair, and stuff, and I was on the streets, I didn't have no job, no place to go, and now look at me. I'm a walking witness. No matter what you're going through, if you hang in there and you don't give up, things will happen. But you just gotta keep your chin up and keep it going, because doors are going to open.
So as we get going on our auction and Fund a Need, I usually find it's best to go over a few auction guidelines, if you will. Make sure we're on the same page. First, if you are interested in bidding on either of tonight's fabulous items or pledging your support for Mercy Housing, you will need to be able to hear the sound of my voice. Check. You will need a numbered bidding paddle, which many of you should have in front of you on your table, and you should be able to lift that paddle in such a way that myself or one of my awesome volunteer spotters can see you. So if you'll indulge me, follow this guy's lead. Everyone with a paddle, throw that thing up in the air. Let's see him. Oh, first time is free. Enjoy it. Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful sight. That's a wonderful sight to an auctioneer. I won't forget you down here. Please remember that gesture. And if at any point during the auction you're unclear as to how to proceed, you can resort to that and you'll be a hero for Mercy Housing. Second, obviously this is not a controlled environment. Mistakes can, and in my case usually do happen. In that eventuality, we're just gonna reopen the lot in favor of Mercy Housing. You got a problem with that, we're gonna switch you out to water right away. And third, in order to foster an environment of exuberant bidding and unrestrained philanthropy, if everybody could at this time, take out your wallet or your purse, pass it to the person on your left, and with that, let's get auctioning, shall we? All right, folks, lot number one, the sports package. It's our first lot of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. First chance to get yourself something great, and we got something great for you. Like this package full of sporty swag and experiences. Let's get into it. Start you out with 4 tickets to see Bay FC. Cheer on and support the newest expansion franchise of the National Women's Soccer League. And of course, because a sport lot needs swag, you're gonna get a signed football, signed by 49ers All-Pro tight end George Kittle. I know the Niners were so close last year, but you can celebrate their success with this ball signed by a sure first ballot Hall of Famer, and we're so not done. Speaking of the Niners' great season and last year, the NFL last season had a My Cleats, My Cause promotion to raise awareness for great causes. And Niners offensive lineman Spencer Burford chose to honor Mercy Housing. So we have this amazing pair of signed, game-worn cleats from Spencer Burford. They've got the Mercy Housing logo and colors on them. You get this beautiful display case. You get a quote from him explaining why he chose Mercy Housing and how it moved him. When the Niners win the Super Bowl this next season, this is going up in value. And if you have size 14 feet, they actually work perfectly well as shoes as well. Obviously, this is a one-of-a-kind lot full of sporty goodness. Let's start the bidding on our first lot, full of the sports good. Let's say $500 gets you the whole thing. And for the first time tonight, here we go. $500 on my knee bid, looking for a bid of $500. $500 for all of it. Where's my Niner fans? 500, there's my Niner fan in the house now looking for 550. 500, oh, he was just waving to his friend. Very dangerous at an auction. I got 500 right here, not looking for 550. 500 my bid, not looking for a bid of $550. He's got it for $500. Who wants to swoop it away for $550? You get the soccer. $550, come on in. Your table mates approve. $550's bid, now looking for $6. I got $550 right here, now looking for a bid of $600. $600 in my needed bid, ladies and gentlemen. You're in at $550. $600. $600 bid, now looking for $650. Sorry, it didn't last long. $600 bid, now looking for a bid of $650. I got $600 right here, now looking for $650. $650, that'd be nifty. I got $600 right here. Go $650. Yes, $650. Do $650. Bid $650. She's in at $600. Who wants it for $650? All right then. You're in at $600. We need $650 to send this to overtime. $650.
650's bid now, looking for 7. I got 650 right here now, looking for a bid of $700. $700 of my needed bid, folks. 700 bid, you want 750? I got 750 I got. 750, but there's 8. 8 is bid now, looking for 850. $800 of my bid now, looking for a bid of 850. $850 is my needed bid. Who's walking home in these Burford cleats tonight? I got $800 bid right there, now looking for a bid of 850. Right, you're in at 800. Let's go. $850 for the bid, sports package going once. $850 going twice. You don't got to bid against yourself, but I like that spirit. She gets it. There's $850 right there, now looking for 9. He's got $850, you want 9? I got $850 right here, now looking for 900. $850 is my bid, now looking for a bid of $900. $900 is my needed bid, folks. You're in at $850. Where's my $850? I got $850 right here, now looking for $900. Going once. $900 going twice. Yeah, he's still in at $850. $850's bid now looking for $900. Going once. $900 going twice. Fair warning, $1 bid, $900 and... oh! I like your sense of drama. 900 is bid now, $950. I got 900 right here, now looking for a bid of $950. $900 is my bid. $950 is my needed. Okay, $950 is my needed bid. One time. $950. $950's bid. We've come all this way. Who's going to a nice round 1,000? I got $950 right here, looking for a bit of a grand. We need $1,000 to keep this game going. $950's bid, let's go. $1,000 going once. $1,000 going twice. Last call, fair warning, $1 the bid of $1,000. Sold for 900. What's your pal number? What's your pal number? Where's my 950? Paddle number 254. Paddle number 254. Watch for him in the cleats later tonight. All right, lot number 2, folks. The weekend on the Russian River. Hey, just like that, we are to our last lot of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Last chance to get yourself something great, and this one's a doozy. This lot will get you away for the weekend to the Russian River with a 2-night stay in a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath riverfront home located in quaint Monterey. It boasts an open-plan main area with a cozy window seat, a cook's kitchen with upgraded appliances and granite countertops, an outdoor barbecue, and more. Located on a quiet cul-de-sac, it has a large south-facing deck, a hot tub, and yes, it includes kayaks that you can launch right into the river directly from the backyard. Riverfront indeed. All this idyllic Russian River retreat needs is you and your lucky guests. Work out the date by mutual arrangement with the donors. Thank you, Shashi and Sheila Jeevan, for your generous gift. We're going to start the bidding on this getaway to the Russian River. We'll say $500 and it's yours. After the last time tonight, here we go. 500, but there's 6, 7. I got 7, there's 8 right here. 8 right here, but there's 9. $1,000 I have now, we're looking for 11. Oh, intra-table action, I like it. I got 11 right here. 11's bid now looking for 12. 1,200 I have. 1,200 now looking for 1,300. $1,200 my bid now looking for 13. Go 13, yes 13. 13, you're in at 13, you want 14? 14, yes, he says yes. 14's bid now looking for 15. 15, I got 15, you want 16? Yes to 16. 1,600's bid now looking for 17. 1,600's bid, looking for a bid of $1,700. I got 17, welcome in. 17 is bid now 18. I got 1,700 bid right here, now looking for a bid of $1,800. $1,700 of my bid, looking for a bid of 18. 1,800's bid now 19. I got 18 bid right there, now looking for a bid of 1,900. This conversation got real serious over here. 1,800 bid, looking for a bid of $1,900. You're in at 1,800, looking for 19. All right, you're in at 1,800, let's go. $1,900 for the Russian River stay going once. 1,900 going twice. Okay. Oh yeah, spousal support. 1,900 bid now 2,000. I've got 1,900 right here. I'm looking for 2,000 out there, but especially in this little area right here. 1,900 by bid now, looking for a bid of $2,000. $2,000 is my needed bid. She's like, move this along. I got 19 right here, now leave a bid of 2,000. Right. 1,900 bid, let's go. $2,000 going once. 2,000 going twice. Last call, one and all, the bid $2,000 and sold for $1,900. Rick? Okay, wait, hold on. I just got the word. You got it for 19, sir. You were in, hey sir, you were in at 1800. She got it for 1900. You were at 1800. They say they'll do a second one. You still want it? We'll give it to you for 18 and you for 18. Yes, what's your paddle number? 149 and paddle number 403. We'll let you fight over the dates. Congratulations to both of you. All right, that was a lot of fun. But ladies and gentlemen, let's remember now why it is that we're here. I love your energy, but here's where I'll ask for your complete attention, so if you would. Shh. It's the fun to need portion of our program. I love this part of the evening. It's when we all have a chance, gathered together as a caring community in this beautiful space, to show our love and our appreciation for Mercy Housing. We've seen the people who do the work. We've seen the people whose lives have been touched by this work. And now's our opportunity for all of us to show our support and do it in a way that makes sure that these programs continue for the next family, for the next person transitioning out of homelessness, for the next senior or disabled person or person living with HIV/AIDS. And we're gonna do it by raising our paddles. I'm gonna start ambitiously high tonight at $5,000. The ask is great because the need is great, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna work our way down, $2,500, $1,000, $500, $250, all the way down to $100. And it's our hope that everyone tonight who has a paddle has an opportunity to pledge and show support at the level that works for you, that makes sense for your family. And if we can all push just a little, maybe you jump up one level from the one you just thought of when I said those levels. Together, we will all harness the awesome power of collective giving, and the community will benefit as a result. So with all that being said, I know I said I'd start at 5,000, but of course I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't at least put it out there. Is Adrian Crow here? Where's Adrian? Would anyone like to give any amount in excess of $5,000? Adrian? How much would you like to get? $10,000. We'll get you a paddle. And Ellen and Giacomo, are you here? Ellen and Giacomo, how much would you like to give tonight? $10,000 as well. All right, is there anyone else tonight who's moved by the Spirit who would like to pledge any amount in excess of $5,000? Anyone? I'll give it a second. How much? 10? Paddle number 267 coming in with $10,000 as well. Thank you both so much. Anybody else? Did I miss anyone above 5? All right, let's take it to our first level. We're off to a great start, ladies and gentlemen. At the $5,000 level, your gifts helps fund performing arts program for an entire year at the Sunnydale Hub. I'm thrilled to announce that Brad Cox is in for $5,000. He could not be here tonight. The Golden State Warriors stepped up with $5,000 as well. Let's see if we can get anyone to follow their generous example. Wait, is David Levine here? David. Okay, I believe David's in for $5,000 as well. Thank you so much. All right, who wants to join them? Anybody? Paddle number 244, $5,000 tonight. Paddle number 194 with a gift of $5,000. Paddle number 273. Thank you so much for your generous gift. Paddle 144, front and center. Thank you so much for your gift of $5,000. 403 coming in with $5,000. Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Did we miss anyone at $5,000? All right, the next stop on our journey of giving is the $2,500 level. I'd like to thank Tom Lockard and Crankstart, who already pitched $2,500. Your $2,500 gift helps pay for field trips for families, seniors, and supported populations. $2,500 helps make that happen. Is Letitia Fish here? Letitia's in. Thank you. Front center 150 coming in for $2,500 as well. Who would like to join them? Who's in at 25? Paddle number 391, 2,500. 271, 2,500. 268, your table mate, $2,500. 235, I got you, sir, $2,500 as well. 386, 2,500. 404, 2,500 bucks. Paddle number 313, 2,500. 142 with a gift of 2,500. And paddle number 368 with a gift of 2,500. Oh, coming in late, and I love it. 146, 2,500, and 149 with a gift of 2,500 as well. Woo! You beautiful people. All right. The next stop on our journey of giving is the $1,000 level. This helps provide mental health first aid courses for staff who serve people experiencing homelessness. This trauma-informed training program teaches individuals how to respond to signs of mental health and substance use challenges. So important in addressing the homeless problem here in California. Your gift of $1,000 helps make that happen. Let's see if we can get some paddles going. Who's in for 1,000? 179, $1,000. 412, $1,000. 141, $1,000. 419, $1,000. And 418, $1,000. And 409 right behind you, in for 1,000. 398, $1,000. 405, $1,000. 291, $1,000. I got you, 398. 288, $1,000. 394, $1,000. 389, $1,000. 381, $1,000. 299 with $1,000 as well. Moved by the Spirit. 137, $1,000. 135, $1,000. 130, $1,000. Check this table. 334 with $1,000. Paddle number 358 with $1,000. 254, $1,000. Coming on in is 262 with $1,000. And paddle number 202, I see you, with a gift of $1,000. Behold the power of collective giving, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody else? We miss anybody at 1,000? All right. Let's take it down to the $500 level. This helps support health and wellness programming, including fitness classes, art therapy for seniors, resource navigation and public benefits linkage support, on-site food banks, wellness screenings. That's just a whole lot of goodness, and your $500 helps make that happen. Who's in for $500? 489, $500. 408, $500. 257, $500. 423, in for $500. 297, thank you, sir, $500. 159, $500. And 154, $500. 380, $500. 145 coming in at $500. 379, $500. 318, $500. Paddle number 168. I like the slow move. In for 500. 250, $500. And paddle 475, $500. 471 coming in late like a hero with a $500 gift. And 133, you're in at 500. Thank you so much. Oh, did I get you? What's 462 coming at 500. Thank you. All right. The next stop is our $250 level, ladies and gentlemen. It funds community engagement programming focused on advancing racial equity, including voter education and registration workshops, community volunteering opportunities for residents, and events celebrating cultural identity such as Black History Month, Lunar New Year, and Hispanic Heritage Month. Your gift of $250, help make that happen. Let's get some paddles going at $250. Here we go. 140, $250. 219, $250. 458, $250. 476, $250. 422, $250. 425, $250. 410, $250. 287, $250. 402, $250. Right front and center, 152. Thank you, sir. 250. 156, $250. 387, $250. 364, $250. 319, $250. This table again. 126, $250. 121, $250. 120, $250. And 127, $250. Paddle number 114 with a gift of $250. I love it. All right, we are to our last stop on our journey of giving, the $100 level. Of course, this is the level at which we're hoping for 100% participation. Your gift of $100 does welcome baskets for new residents to support a smooth move-in transition. Kitchenware, environmentally friendly cleaning supplies, linen, and toiletries, hugely important when you're starting up a new home. Here we go. Last time, if you haven't had a chance to give at the $100 level. And if you already gave, hey, throw in another $100 and Mercy Housing will do something good. Here we go. 185, $100. 260, $100. 234, $100. 198, $100. 221, $100. And your friend 222 in for $100. 266, $100. And 267 right next to you with $100. 273, $100. 250, $100. 445, $100. 441 in for $100. And 442 in for $100. 421 in for $100. 467, $100. 165, $100. 283, $100. 309, $100. 369 right behind you, $100. 385, $100. 364, $100. And your table mate 366 coming in with $100 as well. And here we go. Paddle number 347 with a gift of $100 tonight. All right. Anybody? Oh, 173, moved by the Spirit. I love you laying in the weeds till then. It's awesome. Coming in with 100 as well. Anybody else? Superhero moment, swoop in. Okay. We're adding up the total even as we speak. But if you would, ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a huge hand. Wow. You just went a long way towards ensuring that these programs to continue. I have one really cool bit of housekeeping. You might have heard it's Ellen Jamison's birthday board chair. Yay, happy birthday to her. In honor of her birthday, at every table, the person whose birthday is the closest to today, please feel free to take the centerpiece home with you when you go. Happy birthday, Ellen. You've been gracious and generous. That's the live portion of our program. Thank you for letting me be part of your celebration. Let's welcome Doug Shoemaker back up to the stage.
Rick, where are you, Rick? We got Rick in the house. All right. Listen, I know people are headed for the exits. I want to just thank all the general contractors in the room who are shamed into staying at their tables. Blair Allison, I know this is way past your birthday or your bedtime. So thanks very much. Patrick Ottolini, all of you stayed up late. So all right. We're really good at math here at Mercy Housing. So I'm just happy to say that this is a record for us. It's the most money ever raised for us at this event. So the live auction here, $146,900 with a total of over $500,000 to go for these services. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, and remember, Lou Vasquez, open tab at the Tonga Room. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting us. Hope to see you soon. Thank you.